Hello. I am just going to wait for this to kind of load. Make sure it is working on YouTube first. My ritual that I always do. My volume's like always on when I check to see if it's working on YouTube, but yes, it is working. Hello, everyone. I am starting sprints earlier tonight because I have a work meeting that's mandatory. I have a new job. So the meeting starts at 8 p.m. today, CST. I usually start at 7 p.m. CST. So I thought I would start an hour earlier and get some reading done with you all. It's a very, very dreary day. I wonder if I could turn the screen and you can see kind of what I'm looking out to. I don't know if you can see how dreary it is outside, but it's a good day to read. I've kind of been resting today. I've been really tired. It was my day off. So that's where I'm at. I just took a shower, so got to let my hair dry out. But I'm excited to read with you all. I'll pull up some of the comments. Hi, how are you doing? Hey. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. Hi. Hi, thank you so much. You are absolutely the sweetest. I'm so excited you're joining reading today. I'm really excited for this ambiance that I found. It is Carriage Ambiance. I don't know why. One day I just kind of was thinking of what ambiances would be fun. And I was like, what about a horse-drawn carriage, like riding in one of those? I think in theory, it sounds really cool, like to actually be experiencing it. I get car sick, so probably in reality, it wouldn't be that relaxing, but I found this ambiance and it's just so relaxing. I will turn it on for hours. It's really, really great to read to, so I hope you all enjoy it, and I'm really excited to get to reading. Today, I have some Enneagramathon. That's such a hard readathon word to say, but I have some of the prompts that I need to finish. I'm really hoping I can finish them in time. So I've done 2 books so far. I read The Grown Up, which is actually technically a short story by Gillian Flynn, who wrote Gone Girl, Sharp Objects, Dark Places. I did that for my favorite author prompt. Unfortunately, I was really, really disappointed. I did not like it. I thought it was such a good setup. Let me know in the comments if anybody has read this one, but it was such a good setup. And then it just had such an ambiguous ending where you just really don't know what's going on. And like ambiguity can be okay in certain circumstances, but I really wanted to know, like, there was 2 scenarios on what could have been going on. I wanted to know which one it was. So I gave it 2 stars, and I hate giving books 2 stars. But unfortunately, I gave it 2 stars. If anybody is joining right now, I'm talking about The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. I really love her thrillers. Like Gone Girl it honestly got me into thrillers. I think it was the first thriller I had ever read, and I was blown away by it. And then I immediately read, I can't remember if it was Dark Places first or Sharp Objects, but I just got to The Grown Up, was disappointed. And then I read None Shall Sleep, and that one was very, very good. It reminded me a lot of The Silence of the Lambs, and I absolutely love that movie. I really want to read the book ASAP now, especially. But None Shall Sleep, that's a hard title to say. That was really good. I gave it 4.5 stars. Sorry, let me get caught up in the comments. This sounds like it's going to be relaxing. Yeah, the ambiance I'm a big fan of. I love just turning it on. Hi, Marcy. How are you? Hey, thanks for joining today. Hi, how are you doing? I love all the comment interaction. It's great to see that. The book is so good, Silence of the Lambs. Yes, I really need to read the book. I feel like The Silence of the Lambs I'm going to like more than None Shall Sleep, just because even though None Shall Sleep is a very, very good book, I feel like I said, it drew heavily from The Silence of the Lambs. And so I feel like The Silence of the Lambs is the OG, if that makes sense. And I'm excited to read it. I have one of the copies that's like mass market paperback, I think, and it's so tiny for The Silence of the Lambs. So I really want to get a bigger one because I really, really don't like reading with those tiny little paperbacks where you have to like try to open them really hard. It's hurts my wrists and everything. So yeah. Hey, bookish friends. I'm reading 9 Perfect Strangers. Ooh, I hope you're liking it. I still need to read Gone Girl despite the fact that I've already seen the movie. Yeah, I feel like if you've seen the movie, you know the twist and it's not going to be as shocking. That being said, I think you should still give it a try. I think it's really, really well written. I still have to reread it, but I think it's not quite as shocking now as when it first came out because a lot of books really heavily drew from Gone Girl. So at the time, Gone Girl, in my opinion, was kind of like something really unique, or at least that's what I've been hearing. I kind of didn't start reading thrillers until Gone Girl. But yeah, I think you still should give it a try. I actually have never seen the movie. I have this thing where I'm like, I don't like watching the movie if I really, really like the book, because then when I think back to the story, I just pictured the movie. Let me know if anybody else is like that. But for me, sometimes, I mean, I know us readers always say this, like most often say that like the book is better than the movie. And so when I have a story I really, really like, I almost don't even want to adjust the way I remember it. But I still know Gone Girl, apparently. I heard a few people say they liked the movie more than the book. So maybe I'll still watch the movie. I don't know. I'm starting my first Darcy Coates book. Ooh, I still need to read Darcy Coates. I feel like I am so behind on authors I still want to get to. Really have heard great things about Darcy Coates. So which Darcy Coates are you reading? Everybody in the comments should share what they're reading tonight. I'm currently finishing The Last Letter from Your Lover. I'm assuming that's romance. I just finished that 2 days ago. I still haven't read Gone Girl, nor have I watched the movie. If you want to experience it, read the book first, in my opinion. I think the book is really good. Since you've read a lot of thrillers, though, it's probably not going to have the same effect on you as it did on me when I originally read it, because it was just very shocking. I read it, I think, my senior year of high school. And, oh my gosh, I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, oh yeah, Gone Girl, cool, whatever. Like I'll read it. I know it's super popular. And when I was at that age, I had been reading like Divergent and like the dystopian popular books. So it was just totally different. But as soon as I read it, I was like, this is my genre. I have found like my favorite thing to read. This like darker, mysterious, disturbing, like all those things that I talk about on my channel. Yeah, so that's my soapbox about Gone Girl. It's a reread for me. I'm preparing myself for the Hulu show. I did not know there was a Hulu show coming out for that. I'm so like behind on knowing what books are getting made into adaptations. I want to read 9 Perfect Strangers so I can watch the Hulu adaptation. I'm going to have to jump on this. I still have to read Behind Her Eyes. I never watched the Netflix adaptation yet, but I heard it's not very good, but I still am curious in it. Hey, y'all, reading Too Much, How Victorian Constraints Still Bind Women Today by Rachel Verona Cote. I'm not sure. That sounds really interesting. What did you rate it? 4 stars. The Caro Haunt, not Haunt. Oh my goodness. I cannot pronounce books, author names. I'm bad at pronunciation. I also stumble over my words so much, especially like when I'm editing my videos, I have to edit them so much because, as you all can probably tell, if I get excited about something or if I'm having fun, I start talking like super, super fast. And so I'll start like stumbling over sentences and words. On lives, you all get to just experience that. But in my videos that I put on YouTube, I have to edit them like a lot because of that. I'm currently reading The Empress of Salt and Fortune. Me neither, Marcy. Was this about Gone Girl? I was shook when I read Gone Girl years ago. I was shook. Like my jaw dropped. I'm so happy that was my first thriller book. experience. I don't think I've really read any other thrillers before that, but hello, I'm going to be listening to We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so excited for the TV show. I really need to look into this ASAP. I'm reading The Perfect Marriage. I'm on Team 9, but could only get my hands on the Group 1 book, which was out since I'm a Wing 1. Well, then that works. So I am either going to be, I think what I'm going to be reading tonight is Firekeeper's Daughter, and that's like the buddy read for Team 6. I realized it's like 500 pages long. I got the audiobook with my Audible credit, so I'm hoping that I can get through this book. And then also for my mental health rep book, I chose Beartown by Frederick Bachman. So we'll see if I can finish this readathon. I really, really want to because I'm a host. And I just struggle with readathons for some reason. They always fall in my weeks that I have the most commitments or I'm like the busiest in. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's been so many weeks in general, lately that have been really, really busy. But I really hope I can finish because I'm a host and I would love to finish. So yeah, I'm the same. The way I say things wrong regularly too. Yeah, I'm sure I pronounce nothing right. That's why half the time I don't attempt to say the author name. Well, that's not true. I usually attempt to say authors' names unless I really know I will not do it justice. I'm not very good at pronunciation. It's okay. I feel you. Yes, about Gone Girl. I feel like you would like Gone Girl. I feel like you should give it a try unless you know the twist already. If you know the twist, it's going to take away a little bit from it. Well, not even a little. It's probably going to take away a lot. Once again, there's two thrillers that I really, that's a lie. There's a few thrillers that I really, really want to reread. Top of the list is, I think honestly, the top of the list is Pretty Girls, because that is, I think, my favorite thriller of all time, which is confusing because I don't know if I should bring this up. People may judge me here, but I really love the guest list. And I said that the guest list was my favorite book that I read last year. Just like pure enjoyment wise, not like it was the best written book of all time, not like it was the best, I don't know, it was cheesy. I get that, but I enjoyed it at the time, I think the most of the year. But I almost didn't include Pretty Girls into my best of the year because I read that so many months before, right kind of when COVID started. And it was really early. It was March. And then I took months off from reading. And then I started reading a ton of books. So I honestly think probably Pretty Girls is my favorite thriller of all time. Even though I said the guest list was my favorite, I could go and ramble forever about this. But anyway, I really want to reread Pretty Girls because it impacted me significantly. And that book is very long. And I didn't even realize how many pages it was. I think it's over 500 pages or something. And I read it on my phone and I didn't even process that it was that long. I just got through it so fast. I want to reread Gone Girl and actually all of Gillian Flynn's work except The Grown Up because I did not like that. I just read it last night. And then I, of course, want to reread some of Riley Sager books, but yeah. All right, I promise I'm going to get to reading soon. I'm going to catch up on the comments, and then I'll have us start reading. I loved Firekeeper's Daughter. That's great to hear. I did not realize you had read it. I hope I love it. It sounds really good and has really, really good high reviews on Goodreads. Hello, I'm currently reading Where the Grass is Green and the Girls Are Pretty. It's book 10 for the... How do you read 10 books for the Enneagramathon? I am just some people could read so much and I'm so impressed. I could not read that many books, even if I was constantly reading. That's amazing that you're getting all those points for our team. So thank you. I hope you are enjoying it. LOL, I struggle with life, not just readathons. Well, same here. I'm extra struggling because I'm in this adjustment period. it's like it's been months of adjustment for me with everything that I'm going on. I'm hoping once I finally hit like Halloween season, like, well, it is Halloween season, let's be honest. I think it's Halloween season now. But once we get to like October, like the beginning of October, I hope I feel like completely settled in, if that makes sense, and like very in the routine of life up here. And yeah. Alicia, same. Yeah, it's okay. We're all in this together. We're all in the same boat. So I had went all this time without knowing the twist, and then I was watching a movie a couple weeks ago, and it ruined it. What? No, that's awful. Oh, the twist is so good. Like at that time, especially, it was so shocking. I don't think there was any other book that did that twist. Now there are some books that kind of do that twist, but oh, I'm sad for you. I'm currently rereading Lock Every Door with my fiance. I want him to love it, but I'm sure he's going to fall on the side that hates it. Oh no. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying rereading Lock Every Door. I feel like Lock Every Door is the most divisive out of Riley Sager books, whether people love it or hate it. So I'm on the side where I loved it. I get the critique. Some people say they wanted kind of what was alluded to. How do I say this without, there's a thing that it may be that they mention and then ends up not being that. And some people wanted it to be that. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but if anybody's read Lock Every Door, they may know what I mean. So I understand, but at the same time, I just absolutely devoured that book. I loved it so much. The atmosphere was impeccable. I was disturbed. That's all I asked for in a book. I just want a book to disturb me and entertain me. Am I okay? I don't know, but I like disturbing things. It's my absolute favorite and also the first one of his books I ever read. Yes, definitely. That was the first book I read of his as well. The worst is when you're reading a thriller and that thriller ends up spoiling other books you wanted to read. Oh, yeah. I am like staying away from 8 Perfect Murders with like, what do they say in The Grinch? A something foot pole. Does anyone know what I'm referring to? Like the song in The Grinch? Anyway, yes, I'm keeping that very far away from me because I do not want those books ruined for me. Okay, I think it's time to sprint. I did not know I had this much, me tripping on my words again. I did not know I had this much energy. I'm happy. I think it's because of my nap. I just suddenly like have a ton of energy. So I'm going to use that energy to listen to my book. I may turn off my camera because I may be kind of running around and doing some chores real quick in the beginning. I also have to find my Kindle. I have no idea where it is. But I'm going to pull up the classroom screen and we can read. Start the sprint. I'm going to do 30-minute sprints like usual. Okay. Hello. Okay, I don't know what happened. Hold on. Hello, welcome back. Sorry about that rough start. I don't know what happened with my computer, but it definitely glitched. And on my end, my screen went away for a second completely. And then I tried to rejoin StreamYard, but then it had me as two, it basically had a duplicate of me in StreamYard. And so I was hearing my own self echoing. It was very odd. So I apologize. I usually share my screen through Classroom screens, but I just ended up sharing it through just sharing a tab. So hopefully it will not be so weird next time. So I apologize for that. But let me know how your reading went. I actually, since I have been so busy and distracted with my scheduling everything, my new job, I realized that the Enneagram, the final Enneagram-a-thon sprints are happening over on Haley Hughes' channel tonight at 7, so in a couple minutes. So I want you all to be able to go over and see those sprints. So I think I'm going to just do one more quick sprint. I think I'll still do a half hour, but I'm going to try not to kind of go much into that other sprint's time. So tonight's just a little bit of a weird night scheduling wise in general, but I didn't want to kind of intrude into that time because I wanted everybody who is participating in the Enneagram-a-thon to be able to do the official Enneagram sprints. So sorry about that, but I do want to do one more sprint since we're all here and reading together. I think next week, scheduling wise, is going to be normal. So I'm going to be able to do my normal 7 o'clock time, 7 o'clock CST. And I don't know of any conflicts. The Enneagram-a-thon will be over. So yeah, anyway, thank you for bearing with me during this kind of hectic time in my life and in my schedule. Had to work late today, but we'll hopefully be able to join in for the next sprint. Well, thank you for joining. Hi, I just got back from work. Hey, how are you? Hi, I'm just now joining, but it looks like I have 2 minutes, so I'll just wait. Yeah. Thank you for joining. I'm going to do my last sprint just because of what I just talked about with the Enneagram-a-thon sprints. But thank you for joining. Currently reading Just Married by Kirsten Modglin. I read her viral TikTok book in one setting yesterday, and now I want to read everything she's come up with. Okay, I just read Just Married, and I have so many thoughts. I'm so excited that you're reading it. First of all, what is the viral TikTok book by her? I need to know. I really, really, really enjoyed Just Married. What did I give it, star rating wise? I was a little bit disappointed by the end, but I totally understand why everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but why a lot of other people would totally love the end and all the connections. I have a very specific reason why the end portion lowered my rating of it. But I gave it 4 stars. Yeah. Yes. It was definitely a 5-star read for sure. The first 60%-ish for me. If anybody doesn't know what Just Married is about, it's about this couple who are going on their honeymoon, and they're honeymooning in this remote cabin in the woods, basically. And it appears that someone with sinister intentions starts to mess with them, and they're in this isolated setting. And so that set up home invasion horror or thrillers, I guess. That's my cup of tea. I absolutely love that. So it was very scary. I put on creepy cabin ambiance, and it genuinely I was freaked out. I was home alone when I was reading it. So yeah. That's exciting that you're reading it because I haven't heard of anybody else reading that. So I hope you really love it, and I can't wait to talk about it with you. Yeah, I'm excited, but let me know what the viral book is. Okay, I listened to 5% of We Hunt the Flame and worked on dishes. Nice. I was trying to figure out what was going on with my computer for half the time, so I still don't quite know. But I listened to, let's see how many minutes of the book I'm reading. I'm reading Firekeeper's Daughter. I am on chapter 4. So yeah, I'm listening at 2 times the speed. So hopefully with it at 2 times the speed, it says I have basically 7 hours left. So, okay. Reading A Glass Darkly, Sheridan Fanu. Only read 2 pages, just joined last couple minutes. Nice. The arrangement, I'll send you the TikTok in our DM on Insta. Yes, I need to know. I don't know why. I think that is way more popular than Just Married. But yeah, I'm so curious what you think of Just Married. If that premise, what I just shared, sounds interesting to you, please check out Just Married because it was a really fun ride. I finished it very fast. I think I pretty much read it in 1 day, 2 days. That's pretty fast for me. Hi, love the ambiance. Just joined. I'm reading The Once and Future Witches. Thanks for joining. I read 5% and now at the 20% mark, the book finally has my interest. Nice. Perfect ambiance for my book. I love that. I hope everybody was enjoying the ambiance. I was reading The Woman in the Purple Skirt by Natsuko Amamura on audiobook for Women in Translation Month while showering. Switching over to my horror reads now. Ooh, what are you reading for your horror reads? That's awesome. I think I want to start the sprint at 7:05. That way I'm not going too far into the Enneagram reading sprints. And then please, everybody go check out the Enneagram reading sprints after these sprints if you're ending up staying with me. Yeah, sorry about that scheduling confusion. I did not do that on purpose. That was an oversight for me. So my apologies. I think Mermaid Saga, a horror manga or manga. I always say that word wrong, and I don't know why I say it wrong because it's like I hear it often. But again, like I was saying earlier, I'm just really bad at pronouncing things. Also, I think part of it is because I grew up in the Midwest. So I grew up in Wisconsin. And so I hear that like Midwest Wisconsin accent. And then I moved to Texas and then the accent down there is different. And now I'm like a combination of like the two, and I don't even know what my accent is. And my words, I don't know. I just like mispronounce so many words. So yes. What are you reading? I missed it if you mentioned it. I'm reading Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley. This is for the Enneagramathon. I am team 6, so I'm a 6 on the Enneagram, which is the loyalist. This is the cover. It's stunning. I love this cover. So pretty. And it has really, really, really good reviews. It's a YA thriller, and I'm not that into YA thrillers usually, but this is the buddy read and it sounded good. So yeah, I honestly don't know much about it, but it has great reviews. So hello, thanks for joining. I'm thinking I'm going to start really soon. I just feel bad that I made that mistake. There's another sprint going on right now. Yeah, my bad. Sometimes there's so much going on in my life that I cannot keep my schedule straight. I even have like a bullet journal and everything. And I like write everything out and stuff, but it's just, my schedule is also weird right now because I'm training at my job. So I'm training at a coffee shop job. And the coffee shop that I'm working at is very cool. And they want you to be very knowledgeable about coffee. So basically, it's just more to learn about coffee than my previous job. I used to work at more of a touristy coffee location, whereas this one is very much like a more, it's like a small business, and it's very much like the owners are very involved and knowledgeable about coffee, and they want their baristas to really have like a very, very good understanding of coffee, which is really, really cool. But I just, I have a lot going on in my brain. The other sprints will be on Haley Hughes's channel. I'm not actually in them. I was a part of the sprints last Friday. So there's so many of us doing the Enneagramathon because there are 9 numbers and each number has 2 hosts. So there's 18 hosts. And so we kind of split up reading sprints between the hosts, like in 3 parts. So there was like one on Wednesday, then Friday, and then Wednesday tonight of this week. So yeah. If you look on my Instagram story, I actually have Haley tagged, and you can find her channel through that. And then, yeah, I think the reading sprints are going live either now or really, really soon at 7. So yeah, well, I want to do one more sprint. Hopefully my computer cooperates. We'll see. I think I'm just not going to worry about doing classroom screens. I think I'm just going to do it through sharing my window. So hopefully it works fine. But I'm just going to write on the screen like a half hour later from the time like I did before. So there won't be that timer like there usually is in my sprints. For Ambiance in the future, so for the next couple weeks, I'm thinking I want to do some longer sprints. Usually I try to do like 2 hours, but I'm thinking I want to try to do like a longer one next week. So let me know in the comments if that is something that sounds good. Yeah, I'm pumped. I want to read a lot next week. I want to read a lot more in August than I did in July. July I only read 4 books because, of stuff going on. But I really have so many books right now that I'm very excited to read and get to. And I also need to finish it. And I still haven't picked that back up because of this readathon. So I'm waiting for this readathon to be done. And then I'll be diving back into it, that monster of a book. It's so thick. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I want to try to read a lot this month. Usually I average about 6 books per month, which is a lot for like people who are not readers. It's still like a fair amount, but I see some people on Goodreads who read like 30 books a month, and I don't know how they do it. If anybody wants to share like what their average is in the comments, I'm really curious to see, because it's really interesting to see how different readers, consume their books, like if they listen to audio or physically read. I think if I just listen to audio, I would be able to read more, obviously, because I could have it on while I'm doing other things. And I do like having books on while I'm doing other things. But I think there is something that I really, really like sometimes about just sitting down and physically reading a book and not even hearing it, like just having, I guess, is it your own voice, like your own internal voice narrate it? So yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to start the last sprint. Hopefully it works and you won't just see a close-up of my face like last time. Let me see really quick. Mine is usually 8 to 12, depending on a lot of factors. If I'm trying to meet a deadline or in some sort of event, I will push myself hard. Yeah, that's amazing. I wish I could read that much. The most I've read in a month was January. And I think it was because I was off from school, and so I could do that. And also I really pushed myself because I had a live show coming up. So live shows are really motivating as well. So for Velvet Was the Night, that's going to be a good motivation to read that book as soon as I can. I'm really excited, though. I have to wait until the release date. I'm really excited for my book club. Thank you so much, all of you who gave me such positive feedback on my book club. I was a little bit nervous because, putting out a book club is kind of vulnerable. You hope people will want to read, the book you put out. So thank you for all the positive comments and excitement for it. I'm really excited. I can't wait. Velvet Was the Night is pre-ordered for me already. So hopefully Amazon delivers it right on the 17th when it comes out. But if any of you haven't checked out my video on YouTube, it's my most recent one, and I am starting a book club, and I kind of share all the information there. And yeah, my first co-host is going to be Alicia Guzman from Alicia Guzman here on YouTube, and I'm really, really excited. We're going to read Velvet Was the Night by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And she also wrote Mexican Gothic, and I really, really enjoyed that book. So did Alicia. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm excited to kind of set a time for that live show, but I want to wait and kind of see how many people have pre-ordered it and everything. Average about 2 or 3, more with audio, but I often enjoy physical books more. Yes, I totally understand that. Physical books, there is something just very like, I don't know, I feel like I connect when I'm reading a physical book at my own pace a little bit better than when I'm pushing myself a little bit. I kind of push myself a little bit with audiobooks, like with my comprehension. When I'm listening at 2 times the speed, it's a little bit more, I have to focus a little bit more, and I don't fully sometimes get the whole atmosphere as, you know, if I was just reading it on my own, that would sometimes make me fully experience the book a little bit better. So yeah, it's just hard to tell though, because some books I really do enjoy listening on audiobook better. Like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I really, really enjoyed the audiobook for that one. So yeah. 6 to 8 books in a mix of physical, ebooks, and audiobooks. That's awesome. Okay, this is a bot who is always present in every reading sprint. Okay, I'm going to start the next sprint. Hopefully it works. Hello, welcome back from the sprint. How was everybody's reading? Hey, Deja, no worries. Forgot to come back. I do that all the time, especially after a work week. I'm actually back this time. Yay, I'm glad. I am actually going to wrap up sprints now since the Enneagram-a-thon sprints are going over on Haley's channel. That is my egg maker. I should have warned you all. It's really, really loud. Why do they make timers that sound so like jarring? I don't understand. It would be nice if it was just like a little pretty little like jingle or something, but it literally sounds like an emergency alarm. So yeah, I was boiling eggs. That has scared me so many times when my house has been just like so quiet, and I forget I'm boiling eggs in this little like egg boiler maker thing, which by the way, very, very nice, very handy. You just turn it on and walk away. But that alarm goes off and it scares me so bad every time. I listened to a little bit more of my book. It's still kind of in the setup. If anybody is just joining now, I'm reading The Firekeeper's Daughter. And it's an interesting setup so far. How's everybody's reading going, or how was the sprint for everyone? I just watched a live show on YouTube with Taylor Jenkins Reid. Nice. Hi, Deja. I hate that. Yeah, the sound is awful. Hi, Kim. I finished volume 1 of Mermaid Saga, which I loved. Read about 10 pages of The Cipher by Kath Koja after. Nice. My egg cooker does that too. I wonder, I can't remember the brand of it. It's like across the room, but we may have the same exact egg cooker. It's like one of the only egg cookers that I've seen, and it's very popular, I think. But yeah, it's an alarming sound. Not you reading a fantasy got me shooketh and shaken. Is it considered fantasy? Firekeeper's Daughter? I thought it was just considered a thriller. I read 6% this time. Hopefully I can finish by Saturday to log this book for my team. Yes, I feel that. I really want to log this book for my team. I have like 7 hours. Well, not really. I have 6 hours and 45 minutes. I had to keep turning my audiobook off, but yeah, you can see it says 6 hours, 48 minutes left of this book. I think I should be able to finish by Saturday, but then I wanted to read Beartown, and I don't think I'll be able to read Beartown by Saturday because this book is, I don't know, maybe I can push myself to. I'm just scheduled for work a ton. I'm scheduled every day for like 7 or 8 hours. So we'll see. You know, some days I can come home from work and have like the mental capacity to focus on a book. And then other days I'm just way too tired. So we'll see. I may just be motivated enough to finish this readathon. I'm also doing a vlog for it. So yeah. 3% of my audiobook and did some more cleaning. That's awesome. Productivity is amazing. TJR said Daisy Jones is based on Stevie Nicks, Evelyn Hugo is based on Liz Taylor, and Nina Riva is based on Brooke Shields. Nice. If I finish this, will be the first readathon that I complete all the prompts for. Yeah, me too. I usually don't try to do many readathons because, well, that's a lie. For the Thrills and Chills, I was able to finish that one. But yeah, readathons are hard to finish because it's so much in such a short period of time. Oh, is it? I just checked. I don't know why the cover made them think it was always a YA fantasy. Yeah, it does look like a YA fantasy. It's a gorgeous cover. I love the cover. It's technically a thriller. Yeah. It's a YA thriller, though, and I'm usually not a huge fan, but I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so that was YA. I really love None Shall Sleep that I just read last week. That was YA as well. So yeah, maybe I'll need to read more YA thrillers. I didn't know about the Enneagram readathon until it started, but I'm a 4-wing 7, so I'd probably have to just make a big TBR I couldn't follow through with anyway. You're 4-wing 7. So 4, isn't that like the, I forgot the word that it's the label, the 4 Enneagram. What is it called? The individualist, the creative. Yes, I think a lot of musicians are 4s. Nice. Well, I think I have to wrap it up. I have my meeting for work in 15 minutes. But yeah, it was fun to do these short little sprints. Sorry, they had to be pretty short tonight. Let me read this comment. As you should. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is fantastic. I'm going to read None Shall Sleep soon because it seems like it's made for me. I want to wait until the fall, though. I think you would love it. I really do. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was my first read for the Enneagramathon. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because it was very similar. It still had differences, but it really made me think of The Silence of the Lambs, which love that story so much. And I just think it wasn't quite as good as The Silence of the Lambs. However, I have not read The Silence of the Lambs. I've just seen the movie. So I need to officially read it very soon. But yeah, I loved it. It was really well written. I think you'll really, really love it. And I listened to the audiobook. I really enjoyed the audiobook and I followed along. So thank you for the sprints. It was good to be reading with you again. Well, thank you all for coming. And next week, I was saying before, I think I'm going to try to do sprints for like at least 3 hours. I really want to do long sprints since I had to kind of cut these short. And then there have been some other days where I just haven't been feeling good. So I want to do a longer sprint and I'm excited. So, I honestly haven't seen read The Silence of the Lambs. Seen or read The Silence of the Lambs. So it probably won't bother me. Yeah, it won't. If you haven't seen The Silence of the Lambs, then you're good, or read it. You'll love it. I know a bit of the plot though. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. After you read None Shall Sleep, you need to read, I watched The Silence of the Lambs. I don't know. You need to consume that story somehow because that is such a good story. It is so, so good. So very, very classic. Okay, well, I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for reading with me. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. And hopefully read with you next week during my sprints. Bye.